remember Ganesha. So Ganesha, if anybody can sing, you can. I will start with Guru Stotra. You can listen, close your eyes and remember whoever is your teacher, or remember the spiritual teacher, spiritual guru or God himself. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjalashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Aneka Janma Samprapya Janma Karma Vidahine Atma Jnana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mannatho Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarvabhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Trigunarahitam Tattvamasyadhilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Sadgurum Tam Namami. Sadgurum Tam Namami. Sadgurum Tam Namami. So we shall bow down to that Guru who is within us. Sat Guru andre Sat. Sat is very high, highest stature anta. Sat Chit Ananda. So ಆ ಗುರುವನ್ನು ಸ್ಮರಿಸ್ತಾ ನಾವು we will also bow down to those situations or those circumstances which have taught us as teachers, which have been great teachers in fact, because especially as you grow, the experiences and the situations would have guided us. So we bow down to them. We bow down to those people who have either been supportive and have been real gurus in guiding us, leading us, or who have made us think of higher things. In the sense, all these situations, experiences come with because of our interaction with people and with the surroundings. So those people, those circumstances, those situations, those behaviors which would have made you look up at a spiritual realm, so they are your teachers. So we bow down to them actually, because we learn, every minute is learning experience. We bow down to such gurus, and above all to Satguru. Satguru, in the last shloka, Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Trigunarahitam Bhavatitam. All these describe a state which goes beyond dualities, beyond all gunas or normal description. We will go more into these details later. And bhava. Bhava andre bhavana rahita alla. It is not emotionless. It is going beyond those emotions which bring us attachment. That is a Satguru. That means this Guru is within us, who guides us in the most unbiased way. He gives the most rational direction, irrespective of whether I am right or I am wrong. He resides in me, yet guiding me in the right way. He guides me when I am going wrong. He supports me when I am right. So that we have to practice to get connected to this Sadguru. That is the meaning of Guru actually. So if we have a spiritual Guru, it is fine. If Bhagavad-Gita is a Guru, it's fine. If Satsang is a Guru, it's fine. Or just close your eyes and concentrate towards the inner being, that is Satchidananda or Chaitanya or whatever, super consciousness, which will behave like a Sadguru. Because it doesn't have any attachment, it doesn't have any bias, it doesn't have any kind of preconceived ideas. It will guide us always in the right way. We only have to look within. We have to look within to get those guidance. And I'm sure to great extent we all of us would have experienced, isn't it? Whenever we are in dilemma, we are in some situation, we just close our eyes, think, contemplate, and some answer comes from within. That is nothing but Sadguru. More and more we try to connect with that Sadguru, more and more guidance it will give. And you may find a Guru who in the 3D, three-dimensional, actually a person who will handhold you and guide in the right direction. So we do bow down before this Guru, and today we start with the chapter 8, shloka 5th to 8th. So in the previous session we have discussed shlokas 1 to 4. 5th also we have touched upon. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಬಹಳ ಮಾರ್ಮಿಕವಾಗಿ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ಸ್. ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ 7th ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸೇಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ, ಆಧಿಯಜ್ಞ, ಅಧಿಭೂತ, ಅಧಿಭೂತ, ಅಧಿದೈವ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನೇ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನೀನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನನ್ನ ಸ್ಮರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೆತ್ you have to remember me. That will give you a good direction. So this whole chapter deals with how beautiful or how meaningfully we have to leave this body. So one basic question comes to us. We are still young. Why should we think about death? Isn't it? Why should we think about death? Let me think of today. Why should I think? Live in present antive. Why we are talking about death? The entire spirituality says two things are important for us: long-term effects, short-term effects. Most of the time we follow our likes and dislikes. Likes and dislike, I like to be like this, I like this kind of environment, I want this, I don't want that. So mostly our life is driven by our likes. Likes andre short term benefits. But if you think long term, then you will see what is good for you, not what you like. So Upanishaddalli, and I repeat this always, there are two things in spiritual life. What is preyas, what is shreyas. Preyas andre ನಮಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು. ನನಗಿದು ಇಷ್ಟ, ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಐ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಗಿವ್. ಫಾರ್ ಇಂದಿರಾ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ರಿವಿಷನ್, ರಿಪಿಟೇಷನ್, ಬಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ರೀನ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಜಿಲೇಬಿ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು. ಜಿಲೇಬಿ ಈಸ್, ಐ ಲೈಕ್ ಜಿಲೇಬಿ, ಐ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೇಯಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್? ನಮಗೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಹಿತ ಆಗ್ತದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಹಿತ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗುಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಡಯಾಬಿಟಿಕ್ ಟು ಈಟ್ ಜಿಲೇಬಿ, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್, ಐ ಲೈಕ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಐ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ತಿನ್ನಬಾರ್ದು. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮೈ ಮೈಂಡ್ and I will see what is shreyas. Likewise, even in our life, there are many things which we feel or which appears as it were on the face of it, that it is good to me. I like it. I like to be with this person. I like to be with this company. I like to wear this. I like to go there. I like to spend time. I like to watch TV. So many things. N number of things. I like to speak like this. All these are our likes. But what is good? Am I watch TV nodri, movie nodri, anything? But what is good for me is how do I take care of my long-term journey of this body, also long-term journey of this soul. We have to go beyond that. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಲೈಫ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ಡ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಬರ್ತ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್ ವಿತ್ ಅದೇ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಒಂದು ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ. ವಿಸರ್ಗ ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂದರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬರ್ತ್, ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯು ಆ್ಯಡೆಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. You came with something, because when we talk about Bhagavadgita, one thing we must remember is there is rebirth. After we die, we are bound to be born. Before this birth, we were born. We had a previous life, we are here, we are going to be born again. And the whole purpose of this human life is to evolve in a way that we become free from birth and death. So this may be a little too much of thinking. Why I should not be born? I am happy now. So we are happy, but at times we become disturbed. At times we are in a state of dilemma. What is right? What is wrong? And that is exactly the reason when we start reflecting and then we say we look up to Bhagavad Gita. Am I right or wrong? Isn't it? Why are we in Bhagavad Gita? Yes or no? You agree with me? Everybody has his share of happiness, unhappiness. Whether you like it or not, it is the rule of nature. ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ನಿಯಮನೇ ಸುಖ ದುಃಖ. ಆ ದುಃಖ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ದುಃಖ ಬಂದಾಗ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಟು ಮೀ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡು ಐ ರಿಯಲಿ ಡಿಸರ್ವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅನ್ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್? ಆರ್ at times he will be in a state of dilemma. Am I doing the right thing or wrong thing? Which is the one which gets me here? So all these kinds of queries came to Arjuna also, and therefore Bhagavad Gita came into existence, and therefore it started. So basically the 8th chapter says, it is called Akshara Brahma Yoga, but the major portion of this chapter deals with how you should die. What should be your state of mind at the time of death? Why does it say so? I am coming back to Shreyas, because you must take care of your life in such a way that when you die, you are peaceful. Not only that is one. Second thing is, what happens to life after death? What happens to life after death? This is my long-term journey. I must think of long-term. If you see even medical knowledge, if you see disease, a short-term regulation, long-term regulation. ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ಅಡ್ರಿನಲಿನ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್. ಬಿ ಪಿ ಗೋಸ್ ಅಪ್, ದೆನ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್, ಬಿ ಪಿ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಶುಗರ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಅಪ್, then what, insulin gets released, sugar goes down, glucagon comes. So but long term control is always these endocrines we say, no? Long term there is a different mechanism, short term there is a different mechanism. So we must understand that we are now talking about our whole journey of the soul. So with that perspective, Krishna is teaching Arjuna about how you have to die, what is life after death, and how peaceful your death should be. So in the previous chapter we have seen that he has told, last ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು, ನಾನೇ ಅಧಿಯಜ್ಞ, ನಾನೇ ಅಧಿಭೂತ, ನಾನೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಂತಕಾಲೇ ಚ ಮಾಮೇವ ಸ್ಮರನ್ ಮುಕ್ತ್ವಾ ಕಲೇವರಂ ಯಹ ಪ್ರಯಾತಿ ಸ ಮದ್ಭಾವಂ ಯಾತಿ ನಾಸ್ಯತ್ರ ಸಂಶಯ. ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಓನ್ಲಿ. You can repeat. We will chant these 5 shlokas, then we'll go for the meaning. You can chant along with me, or you can repeat. Indira, you can repeat. Yam, or anybody, all of you can repeat. Yam yam yapi smaran bhavam. Repeat madre.
Yam yapi smaran bhavam.
Tyajatyante kalevaram.
Yajyante kalevaram.
Tam tamevaiti kaunteya. Tam tamevaiti kaunteya. Sada tadbhava bhavitaha.
Sada tadbhava bhavitaha.
Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu.
तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु
मामनुस्मरयुध्य च
मामनुस्मरयुध्य च
मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः
मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः
मामे वैश्यस्य संशयम्
मामे वैश्यस्य संशयः
अभ्यासयोगयुक्तेन
अभ्यासयोगयुक्तेन
चेतसा नान्यगामिना
चेतसा नान्यगामिना
परमं पुरुषं दिव्यम्
परमं पुरुषं दिव्यम्
याति पार्थानुचिन्तयन्
याति पार्थानुचिन्तयन्
कविपुराणम् अनुशासितारम्
कविं पुराणम् अनुशासितारम्
अणोरणीयां समनुस्मरेद्यः
अणोरणीयां समनुस्मरेद्यः
सर्वस्य धातारम् अचिन्त्यरूपम्
सर्वस्य धातारम् अचिन्त्यरूपम्
आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात्
आदित्यवर्णं ततः परस्तात्
प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन
प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन
भक्त्या युक्तो योगबलेन चैव
भक्त्या युक्तो योगबलेन चैव
भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक्
भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक्
सतं परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम्
सतं परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम्.
So, very beautifully he says, अंतकाले च मामेव स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कलेवरं यः प्रयाति स मद्भावं याति नास्यत्र संशयः. So he says, directly ಅವು 4 ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಆದಿದೈವ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಜೀವ. 7th ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಈಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಆಸ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. He is there in all the beings. He andre the creator of the universe. He is there in every little every being. It could be tree, it could be animal, it could be human. But human beings have got a special ability of intellect which is not there in the animals. To some extent is there. Plants still lesser, and other non-living things it's not there. Apart from that there is a jiva. So he says antakale cha, end of your life, antakale ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲ ಮುಗಿದು ಬಂದಾಗ ಮಾಂ ಏವ ಸ್ಮರನ್ ಮುಕ್ತ್ವಾ ಕಲೇವರಂ, those who leave this body and if he remembers me alone, he achieves godlike nature. He achieves godlike nature when does he achieve? He who leaves his body remembering me, ಮಾಂ ಏವ, ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ಮರಿಸ್ತಾ ಯಾರು ಈ ಜೀವವನ್ನು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಮದ್ಭಾವಂ ಯಾತಿ. ಮದ್ಭಾವ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಗಾಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ನೇಚರ್. ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ, ವೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್? ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ he is talking about life after death. What happens to life after death? You are going to enter into another body. What will be the fate of that body? What will be the fate of you in the next birth? That is what he is saying. That is decided by how you leave your body in this birth. Are we clear about this? How you leave, how, with what I should say, with which state of mind you are leaving this body, you are giving up your breath, that will decide how you will take, what will be your paristhiti or circumstances or situations or the family where you are going to take birth. ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಗಹನವಾದಂಥ ವಿಚಾರ. ನೀವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನೀವು ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ, ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಎಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್. ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ ಹೆವೆನ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತ್. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅವೇ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್ ರೋಮ್ಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದೇರ್, ಬಟ್ ಐಡಿಯಲಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಸೇ the spirit will wait for the ideal couple, and then it will choose its parents and then take birth in that family. How does it choose? What decides? That soul will decide. How does the soul decide? Based on your whatever thoughts you had at the end of your life. At the end of your life. So he says, if you think of only me, nothing but Krishna, nothing but God, then you will achieve God-like nature in the next birth. Maybe you will be born as Buddha, maybe you will become realized soul, or maybe you will become such a pious person, you will become such a pure person, you will become such a kind person. You will enjoy your happy, you will be more happy, you will be always happy. In the sense, maybe you will become prosperous, or God may give you prosperity, God may give you good atmosphere for you to grow, God will give you good people to live with who are kind to you, you will suffer less of misery. So that we have to practice. So he says in the next shloka, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಂ ಏವ, ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ. Is that possible? Is that possible for us? When we are dying, imagine we have seen people, relatives, everybody dying. What will they do? They are suffering, isn't it? So much they are suffering. Andre, if you have hospitalized them, if the person is in the ICU with the Riles tube, with those multiple IV lines and ventilator, that is one state. If not, there is severe pain, cancer patient, severe pain. ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತನ ನೆನೆಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್? They will not do. It's very difficult. It's not a normal thing. It's not a common thing. But there is a hope. That's what he says. It's definitely not possible. Because when you have such a severe pain, you will be only thinking about the pain. Or if I just have a severe MI, then I will just die. I don't know whether I'll remember God's name or I will not remember. But remembering God at the time of death is very difficult. Because people don't even think about death. Why we don't think about death? Andre, most of us are, we don't think about death. First of all, leave alone remembering God. We are not thinking it is so far away. We all think we are immortal. Death is hanging on our head anytime. Anytime, right from the birth, it is hanging. Anytime. Gas melena ittiya? Gas melena ittide? So, we always remember, we always think that we are immortal, or we don't think about it because we are attached to all this. So, this is my house, this is my degree, this is my position, I am attached to my children. So, I don't want to die also, frankly speaking. Yes or no? How many of us welcome death? Do we welcome? Do we like death? We don't even think, leave alone liking. Only a jnani person who has understood will think death is as natural as this life. Only a jnani will think. So we have not thought about it. When we have not thought about it, how will we think of these things? How should I die? We are not even aware of how I should live. So by making us aware of how you should die, he now gives a statement how you should live so that your death will be meaningful. Yam yam yapis smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitah. Whichever, in the first shloka he said, ಯಾರು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ಮರಿಸ್ತಾರೋ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಗಾಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿ ಸೇಸ್, ಹೋಗಲಿ ಬಿಡು, ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಜಪಿಸ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ, ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ದೇ ಥಿಂಕ್? ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದೇ ಥಿಂಕ್, ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್. ಇಫ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನನಗೆ ನಾನು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಪೆಲೇಷಿಯಲ್ ಬಂಗ್ಲೋ, ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, ಅದು ಇದು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಮೈ ಲೈಫ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ 100% ಮಟೀರಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್. Next birth, I will start striving towards gaining that materialistic. Second thing is, this person hated me, I should have given him properly, I should have taught him a lesson, I should have done that, I should have done this, I should have settled scores ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸತ್ತರೆ wait, you have a life and he will be born with you, you can very well settle the scores. That also is fulfilled. So whichever thought, whatever thought you remember at the time of death, that same thing, same manobhavane will get carried away, and that you will continue. Now let's go retrograde. That means, what do you want? You decide. How do you want? How do you see your life? Interviews ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. Most of the industry interviews, what do you see? How do you see 5 years down the line? How do you see 10 years down the line? Like that, we must question ourselves. What do I want to be? I want to be an evolved person. I want to be godlike. I want to be selfless. So when you keep that, then he says, then such thoughts should be there forever. Right from the time you think about this, now from today, my thoughts. In all the previous chapters, we discussed about karma as an action. How should you do your karma? Do good karma, you will get good results. Alva, adane nodi. Next he says, karmanyeva adhikaraha. You have right only your act on your actions, not on the results. That was the next learning. Now he is going much into subtle aspects. ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾಗಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, just observe your thoughts. Because whatever you think, that will add on, it will gain momentum, that becomes your character, and the same thoughts you will start remembering at the time of death. So whole life I enjoy, in the end I say Krishna Krishna ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬರಲ್ಲ, it will not come. That is why they say spirituality is for elderly people, old people. No, it will never come in the old age. Spirituality should start. Go to the bathroom. ಬೇಡ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ. So you have to think that nothing can be achieved in old age. It will not come overnight. It is not a fast food. Our thoughts can never be pani puri, never be bhel puri. It has to stay, it has to gain momentum. You have to work on that, and constantly, next ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ, ಯಂ ಯಂ ಯಾಪಿ ಸ್ಮರನ್ ಭಾವಂ. ಯಾರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಿಂಗೆ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಸಾಯಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಇಡೀ ಆಯುಷ್ಯವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಅದೇ ಥರದ ಯೋಚನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಕಳಿಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ ಅವರ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್. So if we have good thoughts, what will happen? We will attract good people. We will attract good thoughts from the cosmic environment. Then what happens? Swami Vivekananda says, I have told already, it will gain momentum because our good thoughts will attract others, and it will build up much more higher frequency. It is like tuning the radio to that particular frequency. Good thoughts will catch the good thoughts. This is scientifically proven. Thoughts travel as waves. They have a particular frequency, hertz. One particular bad thoughts 1 hertz, good thoughts 1 hertz. On the contrary, bad thoughts, negative thoughts, hatred, jealousy, keeping everything in mind, it will attract that, and you will create an atmosphere of negativity, and therefore you cannot. Therefore your thoughts, what will happen to thoughts? When the more you think, whatever you think, your actions are according to that. Yes or no? You will act according to your thoughts. ನನಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ, ನಾನು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲು ಬರೋದು ಯೋಚನೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, good actions are preceded by good thoughts. So good thought, then good action, then you keep doing that action, it becomes your habit. Then once that becomes your habit, it becomes your character, and that becomes your personality. And repeatedly when you have good thoughts, your personality becomes good, and nobody can bring it down. So thoughts you must guard, and when that becomes your habit, thinking good becomes your habit, then nobody can prevent you from thinking good even at the time of death. ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳು ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ you will remember this only. So this thought should be God's thought. You can think good also, but easy way is to remember God. Good thought ಅಂದರೆ ದೇವ್ರನ್ನ ನೆನೆಸೋದು. ಸೊ ಇವನು ಬ್ರಾಡ್ ಜೆನೆರಿಕಲಿ ಹಿ ಸೇಸ್, ಯಾರು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಆ ಥರ ನಾನು, ಮೈ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ಮ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಸಚ್ ಅ ವೇ that whatever you think, you will face that in the next birth. ಆಯುರ್ವೇದದೊಳಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಲೋಪತಿ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಸೇ. ವಾತ ಪಿತ್ತ, ಅರ್ಜುನ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಆಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ವಾತ ಪಿತ್ತ ಕಫ ಇವು ಮೂರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವದಿಂದ ಆಚೆ ಬರ್ತದಂತೆ. ಸಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಇಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್? ಪಂಚ ಮಹಾಭೂತಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಭೂಮಿ, ನೆಲ, ವಿಂಡ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಜಲ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವುದು ಅಗ್ನಿ, ಫೈರ್. ಸೊ 5 ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಂಚ ಮಹಾಭೂತಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, isn't it? These are all basic raw, I should say, crude things for all the elements or all the chemicals we have around with which this body is designed, isn't it? We have all the elements here, we have the water, we have the oxygen in the body, and we have the what I should say, chemical reactions happening, or agni. So everything is as per what Krishna has told. Plus we have manassu, buddhi, ahankara. Manassu, buddhi, ahankara. That is how we are designed. So when we die, the soul carries all those ಸಬ್ಕಾನ್ಷಿಯಸ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಶರೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ, ಲೀವಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬಾಡಿ ವಿಚ್ ಮರ್ಜಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್, ಅದು ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, ಪೃಥ್ವಿ, ವಾಯು, ಆಕಾಶ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ ಮರ್ಜಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ soul with the sukshma sharira. Sukshma sharira is a bank of your karma, including your thoughts. Bank of your karma, including your thoughts, because karma means thoughts, words, actions. Word is nothing but action only. So thoughts, words, action, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ಏನು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ, ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಮುಂದಿನ ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇದು, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ದಟ್ ಆಸ್ astrology on your this one, and then you start. So you control your thoughts, and that thought will carry to the next birth. So he says, guard your thoughts. ಭರತ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ರಾಜ ಇದ್ದ. ಭರತ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ, ಭರತ ರಾಜ, ಕಿಂಗ್ ಭರತ ಓನ್ಲಿ. he had done lot of good deeds in his lifetime. ಅವನು ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಾಧಕ. ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಇನ್ ದ ರಿವರ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿಗರಿ one deer is going by, and there's a tiger which wants to attack this deer. The minute he sees the deer sees the tiger, she's pregnant. She will just jump into the water and deliver the baby into the water out of fear. And then this Bharata is observing, and he is sitting on the thing and meditating, but when he sees that, he becomes ತುಂಬ ಎಂಪಥೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ, ಕಂಪ್ಯಾಷನೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ತಾಯಿ ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಮಗುನ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಬಂದು ತನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಶ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಯು ನೋ ಹೌ ಇವನ್ ವೆನ್ ಕಿಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಗ್ರೋ ವಿ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಸೋ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಟು ದ ಬೇಬಿ ಡಿಯರ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಿನ್ನಿಸೋದು, ಉಣಿಸೋದು, ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅವ್ನ ಲೈಫೆಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಸುತ್ತಲೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Whereas he was sitting on the banks of the river and meditating for hours together, now he becomes attached to this ಚಿಗ್ರಿ ಅನ್ಕೋತ ಅದನ್ನು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಭಗವಂತನ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಬಿಟ್ಟುಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲವ್, ನೋ ಡೌಟ್, ಬಟ್ ದ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್. ಹಿ ಕುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡೆಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಟು ಸಂಬಡಿ. ನೋ, ಹಿ ವಿಲ್, ಅದು ಸಾಯಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಚಿಗರಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೂರ್ತಿನೂ ಭಗವಂತನ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಕೊನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಲೈಫ್ he totally gets engrossed in the deer only. He is born as a deer. He gets next birth, he is born as a deer. ಚಿಗರಿ ಜನ್ಮನೇ ಬಂತು ಅವನಿಗೆ. ಇದು ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯಕರ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಾಕದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬಂತು? ಆದರೆ ಸೊ ಹಿ ಇಸ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಯರ್. ಅವನು ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಆಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಈವನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಯರ್ ಹಿ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ his past janma, because siddhi purusha, remember, tendency is carried forward. That tendency, all of us are sitting here for Bhagavadgita because in our past janma probably we have done something, we were tuned to it, so we have got back and we got connected. It's not accidental, it is not coincidental, it is by divine choice only. ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅವನು ಡಿಯರ್ ಆದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಶ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಋಷಿ ಮುನಿಗಳ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಕೂಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಸೂನ್ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಡೈ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಡೆಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಟು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಬರ್ತ್. And when he takes another birth, he is born as Jadabharata ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೀಡ್ ಮೋರ್. ಜಡಭರತ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನ ಹೆಸರೇ ಜಡಭರತ. ಅವನ ಜಡತ್ವ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಏನೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಇವನು, ಏನಂದರೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಡೀಪ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಹಿಸ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಜಡ ಭರತನಿಗೆ ಜನ್ಮ, ಡಿಯರ್ನಿಂದ ಜಡ ಭರತ ನೋಡಿ, ಭರತ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಲೈಫ್ ವೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಡಿಯರ್, ಡಿಯರ್ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಜಡ ಭರತ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ proves the point that there is life after death, and it proves this Krishna statement or Krishna's law of karma, that whatever you think in the end, that will happen. ಅಜಾಮಿಳನ ಕಥೆನೂ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಜಾಮಿಳ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಅಜಾಮಿಳ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಅವನು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಾಧಕ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ನೋ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಅವನು ಎಲ್ಲ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಾಧಕನ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಈ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಡ್ರಾನ್ ಟು ಅ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ರಾಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ, ಬಟ್ and he suffers, but in the same birth, in the end he will start remembering ನಾರಾಯಣ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಅಂತ. ಅವನ ಮಗನ ಹೆಸರು ನಾರಾಯಣ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯಮದೂತರು ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ, ವಿಷ್ಣುದೂತರು ಬಂದು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಲೈಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವನು ನಮ್ಮ ನೆನೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಗಿವ್ ದೆಮ್ ಕನ್ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಂತ, ದೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ದ ಲೈಫ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಹಿ ಡಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಗುಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಪವರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಟ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಡೆತ್. So that means whatever you want to think on the deathbed, you have to start thinking right now. This is the time, and we don't know when death is going to come. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಈ ಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಬದುಕೀವಿ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಯ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಇದೇ ಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಗಬೇಕು. ರೈಟ್ ನೌ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಗುಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಗಾಡ್. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ತಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಸರ್ವೇಷು ಕಾಲೇಶು ಮಾಂ ಅನುಸ್ಮರ ಯುದ್ಧ ಚ ಮಯ್ಯರ್ಪಿತ ಮನೋಬುದ್ಧಿ ಮಾಮೇ ವೈಶ್ಯಸ್ ಅಸಂಶಯ. ಅಂದರೆ ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಸರ್ವೇಷು ಕಾಲೇಶು, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಸರ್ವೇಷು ಕಾಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಟೈಮು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲದೊಳಗೂ ಮಾಂ ಅನುಸ್ಮರ ಯುದ್ಧ ಚ, ಯುದ್ಧ ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಜುನನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಸದಾ ಸರ್ವಕಾಲವು ಯು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಮೀ and fight. For Arjuna it is the battle of Kurukshetra, for us it is the battle of life. Isn't it a battle? We are all struggling, we are fighting, we are trying to see what is right for me. Always ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕುರುಕ್ಷೇತ್ರ ಅದು, ರೈಟ್ ಟು ರಾಂಗು, ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಸರಿನಾ, ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸರಿ. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೈಟ್, ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ಸೇಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್, ರಿಮೆಂಬರಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ, keep it in mind, you are not committing a mistake. But that means you should be, Sadhguru ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, be conscious. What is that consciousness? Very simple. Remember me. Maam anusmara yuddha cha. Both he is giving. You follow me, remember me and do the task. He doesn't say go to Himalaya, sit with the meditation and ಕೆಲಸ ಗೃಹಸ್ಥ ಜೀವನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರೀ ನಂದು ಮಾಡು ಅಂತಲೂ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ಕೆಲಸನೂ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನನ್ನು ನೆನೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡು, ಆವಾಗ ನಿಂಗೆ ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್. ಮೈ ಅರ್ಪಿತ ಮನೋಬುದ್ಧಿ. ಆಯ್ತಮ್ಮ, ನೀನು ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ, ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಇವರು ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಅಂತ ಕಡೆ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ತೀಯ ಇರ್ತೇನೆ, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದುಬಿಡು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಇವ್ರ ಕಡೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೇನೆ ತಗೊಂಡು, ಸುಜಿತಾ ಕಡೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಸುಜಿತಾ ಕಡೆ ಇಸ್ಕೊ. ಸೊ ಹಿ ಸೇಸ್ ಮೈ ಅರ್ಪಿತ ಮನೋಬುದ್ಧಿ ಮಾಮೇ ವೈಶ್ಯಸ್ಯ. Okay, so he says always remember ತಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಸರ್ವೇಷು ಕಾಲೇಶು ಮಾಂ ಅನುಸ್ಮರ ಯುದ್ಧ ಚ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಂ ಅನುಸ್ಮರ ಅಂದರೆ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಮೀ, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ಸರೆಂಡರ್. ಮೈ ಅರ್ಪಿತ ಮನೋ ಬುದ್ಧಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಯು ಸರೆಂಡರ್? ಮೈಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಇಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಆಯ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ಇಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿರು. ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮುಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮುಗಿಬೇಕಮ್ಮ, ಈಗಲ್ಲ, ಇಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಹೌದು ಹಾಂ, ಮೈ ಅರ್ಪಿತ ಮನೋಬುದ್ಧಿ ಮಾಮೇ ವೈಶ್ಯಸ್ಯ ಸಂಶಯಂ. ಅಂದರೆ ನನಗೆ ನೀನು ಸರೆಂಡರ್ ಮಾಡು ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಬುದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನು. ಸೊ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್, ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಬುದ್ಧಿ. This hierarchy you must understand. We are all in a state that our body spiritually, Krishna description prakara, there are all these sense organs through which we listen, we hear, and then we process. The mind will judge, mind will not judge, mind will process, buddhi will judge. Buddhi is a discriminatory faculty in the brain according to this, and then higher centers thara, but this is a little metaphysical. ಮೆಟಾಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅನಲೈಸ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಟ್. ಓಹೋ ಅವನಂದದ್ದು ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಯಾರೋ ಏನೋ ಅಂದರು ನಮಗೆ ಅಂತ, ಕಿವಿಯಿಂದ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಮನಸ್ಸು ಒಂದು ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಬುದ್ಧಿ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್, ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ಸರೆಂಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಮೈ ಅರ್ಪಿತ ಮನೋಬುದ್ಧಿ. ಆ ಸರೆಂಡರ್ ಆ್ಯಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ನಿಂದ ನೀನು ನಿನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮೀ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಜನ್ಮ, or sometime you may get God realization also. Is it possible for us to work as well as remember God? Can we do both the tasks together? What do you feel? Can we do that? Is it possible? Madboda? Not possible, no? When I am teaching, how will I remember God? When I am cooking, how will I remember God? Indira, what do you feel? Any answers? Indira, what do you think? Not possible.
It's possible, but we have to remember and
No, yeah. Supposing you remember, can you cook and remember both? How will you
Well,
manage
cooking-
this? He has given us a
Maybe-
task. Huh?
Maybe consciously, if you practice, like we may like
We may be able to do.
we may be able to do.
Yeah, true.
But that consciously we should do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
sing
the mind
some
will.
songs. We can sing and Harinama.
ಹಾ,
we can
ಹರಿನಾಮ
sing and
ಜಪ.
cook.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
ಹೇಳಿ
ಹೌದು, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ತಾಯಿ, ಒಂದು ಮದರ್, ಬೇಬಿ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪಿಂಗ್.
We can practice. We can practice and we can think that we are cooking for God, like we are doing God's
very good.
work.
That also is very
When
good.
you're
You are very
eating, you
correct.
think
Correct. We can practice that thought that we are cooking for God, we are teaching for God, we are treating patients as God, so we can do that. That is correct. So you must remember.
not very easy. It should be consciously practiced and it becomes a memory.
Memory.
I mean,
Correct. Very correct.
it becomes a nature for us.
Isn't it? Yeah. So ಈಗ ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸರಿ. ವಿ ಡ್ರೈವ್ ದ ಕಾರ್, ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಬ್ಲೂಟೂತ್ ಥರ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಮೇ ಬಿ somebody is, I mean driver, when we are driving also, sometimes the mobile may be on, we may be talking like that, okay, or we will switch on the mobile and I will do chapati, we'll be listening. Yes or no? Aren't we doing two things? Hange, correct. So one is we offer it, as Kavita said, we can offer it and say this is God's work. Second thing is during the work also you can think consciously. Repeatedly when we do, it becomes our subconscious activity. Subconscious activity it will become, isn't it? Even leave alone mobile, pakkadalli husband and wife, we are driving, my husband will be chatting with me, still he will not miss, he will not do any accidents, he is talking to me and still he is driving, because driving has become his subconscious activity. He knows that somewhere the mind, because repeatedly is doing that, he will not go left to right, he will not miss the road, he will not drop the signal, he will not hit, he will put the brakes also, subconsciously he will do without his knowledge, yet he is talking to me. That means that has become his subconscious activity. So remembering God should become your subconscious activity, then only you will remember God at the time of death. Remembering God should become your subconscious activity, so much so that it should become your it should be the thing in the end. I will share one joke with you. 7th February was my anniversary. We went for a dinner, and when we came from dinner, Indira knows my husband speaks North Karnataka Kannada, he will not change. Kanakpura is a village, idu pakka Mysore village. Nam husband ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಪಕ್ಕಾ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕನ್ನಡ. We had our food and it was nice food. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, but very beautiful scenic beauty is there. We had our dinner and we were coming back, and I was reading this from 2 weeks because I have to take class for you and all. Then what happened, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಊಟ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಯೂಶಲಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇನ್ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪಾನ್. Do you eat? You don't eat this. Indira knows. We eat pan. So he went to one pan shop. He said, make 2 pan. ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕ್ಲಾ ಸರ್ ಅಂತಂದ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕು ಅಂತೇನೋ ಅಂದರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 5 minutes we were driving and we both felt so giddy. I mean, I couldn't move. It was a life-threatening experience for me, frankly speaking. ನಾನು ಸಾಯ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ. 2 ದಿವಸದಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನು ಓದಿದ್ದೀನ ನಾನು, ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಮೈ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್, ವೈ ಆರ್ ಯು ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಮೇ ಡೈ. ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಐ ಮೇ ಡೈ. and I should remember God at the time of death, and now I know something is ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡು ಏನಾಗಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಿದರೆ he had put ತಂಬಾಕು in that, ನಿಕೋಟಿನ್. ಇವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ತಂಬಾಕು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕು ಅಂತ. ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಭಾಷೆ ಫಾಸ್ಟಾಗಿ ತಂಬಾಕು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇಕಾದ ಹಾಕು ನೀನು ಅಂತ. ಅವನು ಇದು ಹಾಕಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಎಲೆ ನೋಡ್ಯಾನ, ಅವನು ಬೇಕಾದ ಹಾಕು ಒಂದು ಎಲೆ ಹಾಕಿ, ದಟ್ ತಂಬಾಕು ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ swallowed it. It seems ತಂಬಾಕು chewers don't swallow, they just spit it out. So my husband normally pan he chews for long time and then he swallowed. So because of his habit, he doesn't eat tambaku, but he was also feeling giddy. I am feeling giddy. I thought I'm going to die. Literally I felt that way. But I was japa ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಅಂತ. It had become like one, whether I prayed that he should save my life or what, I don't know. ಒಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದೆ, because this was fresh in my mind. I was reading for this class. So likewise, ಕಷ್ಟ ಬಂದರೂ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಸುಖ ಬಂದರೂ ಕೃಷ್ಣ, ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅ ಸಬ್ಕಾನ್ಷಿಯಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್, ಮೈ ರಿಮೆಂಬರೆನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಮೋರ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆಫನ್. ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪರಮಹಂಸರು ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ನೋ, ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್. ಅವ್ರೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಂದರೆ, ಅವರು ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ತಾಯಿ ಮಗುವನ್ನು, ಎಳೆ ಮಗು ಇರ್ತದೆ, she will have put the baby to sleep in the cradle and she will be cooking inside. Her mind is always at the baby, whether the baby gets up, what should I do. ಚಪಾತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾಳೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಮನಸ್ಸೆಲ್ಲ ಮಗು ಕಡೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬೇಬಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಲಕ್ಷೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್, ಬಟ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಗಾಡ್. ಮೈಂಡ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಟು ಗಾಡ್. ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣರು ಹೇಳೋದಂದರೆ, ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಎನಿ ವರ್ಕ್, you pray God and continue the work. Mentally he says, hold God with one hand, perform the work with another hand. After you finish the work, again you surrender with both the hands. How beautiful, no? Start with prayer, continue to hold him and work, and in the end again surrender. So throughout you are holding him one way or the other. In the beginning you pray, in the middle you take his support, and in the end you surrender. So like that we always must remember this, that sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhya cha mayarpita manobudhi, and you undoubtedly will achieve me. Next is again very very important. He says, now as you told just now, you came out with those answers. Consciously we should be doing, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಯೋಗೇನ, ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಬಲದಿಂದ. ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಅಂದರೆ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಡೂ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿ ನೋ, ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್. ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಯೋಗ ಯುಕ್ತೇನ ಚೇತಸ ನ ಅನ್ಯಗಾಮಿನ, ಮನಸ್ಸು ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೋಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಆನ್ ಮೀ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಮೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ನಾವು ದೇವ್ರದ್ದು ಮೂರ್ತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣೆದುರುಗಳು ಬರದೇ ಹೋದ್ರೂ, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಗಾಡ್. All positive thoughts, remove all the negative thoughts, going towards perfection, mastering the art of perfection, complete involvement in the work. All these are nothing but God. Even if you don't remember God, you can do this, number one. Number two, Indira told just now, you can sing ಭಜನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಭಜನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಜಪ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, and offer everything, offer, just surrender. So he says, with practice, constantly engage the mind. Throughout Bhagavadgita he says, satatam, nityam, okay? Abhyasa yoga yuktena anuchintayan. Here also he says, with practice, always, constantly yuktena, abhyasa yoga yuktena, chetasa nanyagamina paramam purusham yati. So always practice this continuously, it will come, all right? So that he says continuously. Why we should practice, why we should always remember God andre, mind is like one storehouse. If you don't remember God, or if you don't remember perfection, if you don't remember things, something else will occupy. Mind cannot be empty. What will occupy your mind? Indira, any answers? If you don't think about, there are only two things. If you don't think about God, what will occupy your mind? So positive illa andre negative, ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Just take it from me. There is no
Some
neutral.
very small petty things,
Petty
which is
things.
very
Yes.
important
Yes.
thing
Yes.
will
They'll
occupy
start
us.
occupying. If it is restricted to this much, we are okay. But much more severe and dangerous are our 6 enemies. What are those? Kama,
Calm,
Krodha, Mada,
mother,
Lobha,
sir.
Moha, Matsara. These are constantly around us, created by God Himself. They will distract you. If you don't remember God, these will come. They'll pounce on you. What are those? Too much of desire. Too much of desire. Greed. Krodha, anger. Kama is desire. Krodha is anger. Lobha is greed. ಮದ ಅಂದರೆ ದುರಹಂಕಾರ, ಅರೋಗೆನ್ಸ್. ಮದ ಎದ್ರ ಮದ ಅದು ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಮದ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಮದ, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಮದ, ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫೈಡ್ ಮದ. ಲೋಭ, ಮೋಹ, ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಮತ್ಸರ, ಜಲಸಿ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಎಳಿತವೆ. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಸಾಧಕರು ನಾವು ವಾರ ಭೇಟಿ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ. ಎವ್ರಿ ವೀಕ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ಲಿ ರಿಮೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್. If we don't do something else, you have seen that, no, you miss 1 week, so your mind starts coming down. Something is not good. Somewhere my mind is, it's not in that state. You can feel those vibes actually. More you are in spiritual, regularly you are meditating, regularly you are listening, regularly reading Bhagavadgita, regularly only talking positive things, avoid negative people, avoid negative thoughts, avoid gossiping. Ivella ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ mental state of mind, our mental state will be at much higher. It vibrates at a higher level. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಡಿವಿಯೇಟ್ ಆದ್ವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ, ಗಾಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಅನದರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್ ಅಪ್. ವಿ ಗೋ ಡೌನ್ ಬಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್ ಅಪ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಕಾನ್ಷಿಯಸ್. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ನೌ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್, ಬಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಜರ್ನಿ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದ ಪಾತ್, ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಜರ್ನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಜರ್ನಿ, ಲೈಕ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್, ಮೆನಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಯು ಬಿಲೀವ್ more and more. Which happened to me, which happened to Indira, I am sure with all of you, that as we start following this, you will start feeling something different is happening, some miracles. Miracles means not pavada antalla, but with respect to our own life, unexpected, totally unexpected. Because as I am saying, we are attracting the powers, positive powers around us in the cosmos. Please believe this. When you start thinking positively, you please have faith and experiment. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದು, ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದೋ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಬಂದು, ಬೇರೆ ಗ್ರೇಸ್ ಬಂದು, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವೈಬ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿಲೀವ್, ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ಐ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ಹೌ ಆಮ್ ಐ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಸೋ ಬ್ಲಿಸ್ಫುಲ್, ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಮೀ, ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್, ಡೂ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೌ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕಮ್, ಡೂ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೌ ದೀಸ್ 6 enemies to overpower you. Only I can replace those 6 enemies. ಅಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಸೊ he says, I am ಕವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕವಿ ಪುರಾಣಂ ಅನುಶಾಸಿತಾರಂ, ಅಂದರೆ ಕವಿ, poet, he calls himself a poet, and purana means ancient. I am a poet, I am ancient. Anushasa ಅಂದರೆ discipline, I am the governor because he has created law of karma. Then anoraniyam, I am subtler than, I am subatomic particle. ಅಣೋಹೋ ಅಣಿಯಾಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಣುವಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಅಣು, ನಾನು ಆ್ಯಟಮ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಆ್ಯಟಮ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಸಟಲ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಆ್ಯನ್ ಆ್ಯಟಮ್, ಅಷ್ಟು ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ನಾನು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸರ್ವಸ್ಯ ಧಾತಾರಂ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸಸ್ಟೇನರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಅಚಿಂತ್ಯ ರೂಪಂ, ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮೀ, ಯು ಮೇ ಬಿ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ ಆಸ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರಿಯಲ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ, ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೀ ಆಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಆದಿತ್ಯ ವರ್ಣ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡ್ಯಾಸ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ ಸನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ತಮಸಃ ತಮಸ ಈಸ್ ಆಳಸಿತನ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕುವಂಥವನು. ಪ್ರಯಾಣ ಕಾಲೇ, ಸೊ ಇಂಥವ್ನು ನಾನು, ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅ ಪೋಯೆಟ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಏನ್ಷಿಯಂಟ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ದೇರ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಏಜಸ್, ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಟಿಲ್ ಪ್ರಳಯ. I am the governor of everything. I am more subtle than an atom. I sustain everything. You cannot imagine me. I am more brilliant than the sun. I clear all your negativity. And prayana kale, prayana is journey. When you reach the end of your life with your mind, bhaktya, with devotion, and with your yoga, if you practice this, then you will achieve me. What is that he says? Bruvor madhye, Pranam Aveshya. Bring your consciousness between the eyebrows and fix it here, and then meditate upon me, and then you will achieve me. So, can we do that? Again, he says, you understand my attributes. These are my properties. Kavi, जहाँ न पहुँचे रवि वहाँ पहुँचे कवि ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ರವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಕವಿ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ ಹಿ ಕಾಲ್ಸ್ ಹಿಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಕವಿ. Kavi's imagination has no boundary. That means he is boundless and he is ancient. He is very subtle. He is like a ಸೂರ್ಯ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ರೀತಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ನಿನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಕಾನ್ಷಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಬ್ರೂ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮೀ ಆರ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಅಚೀವ್ ಸದ್ಗತಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್ ಪೀಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆರ್ ಯು ಮೇ ಅಚೀವ್ ರಿಯಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಅವನು ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಶ್ಲೋಕ we come to the end of it. So the summary is, we must everyday behavior accounts for our how peaceful our death is going to be and how we are going to take birth in the next life. We have come here with what we thought in what we did and what we thought in the last. What we think in the deathbed is actually what we have done. It is a sum total of that, exactly that only. ನೀವು ಆಯುಷ್ಯ ಇಡೀ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ನಾನು ರಾಮ್ ರಾಮ್ ಅಂತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. ಫ್ಯೂ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್, ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. ಥ್ರೂ ಔಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಗುಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಯು ಮೇ ಡಿವಿಯೇಟ್ ಬಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಡೆತ್. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್, ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್, ಅವರ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ and being in good company will create a world of your own, and you think the death is one of the stations. From where I left, I will go one step above. That should be your attitude. Death is just one station. ನಾನು ಹುಬ್ಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ತುಮಕೂರು ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಹಾವೇರಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಟು ಹುಬ್ಳಿ, so many stations are there. Likewise, this time I have started as Pratibha. I will die, I will reach Tumkur, next birth some other name, then this one. Ultimately we have to reach but that eternal happiness called Sat Chit Ananda, which is totally, they say, a bliss. It is no suffering there. You will reach that state of mind which others, I mean all these Sadguru, Buddha, Ramakrishna Paramahamsaru, Yurella, they have all attained that moksha. But for us, you can achieve that state even now also. But what we are in, our interest is go towards positivity, evolve ourselves and get good vibes, feel blissful, feel peaceful, and be rational in our approach. Very, very rational, so that we don't regret later. Adukke consciously we should think of God. So that is for today. I think exactly 1 hour. Anything you want to discuss or interact, ask questions or add anything, you are open. Anything, Kavita, Padmini?
Ma'am, adu you said 7 enemies.
6.
One was greed. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greed, anger, arrogance, attachment, jealousy. I missed.
Innondu desire, kama. Our whole life is revolving around that desire only, alva?
Attachment.
So ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹಿಂದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡೇವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಲಾಬೊರೇಟ್ ಆನ್ ದೋಸ್ 6 enemies. Indira ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ 5 minutes will you talk on these kama and krodha? Indira, you can just talk for 5 minutes on kama krodha. How it will be a disaster if you yield to them. It's good in one proportion. It's not that we can, as human beings, we should have kama, we should have krodha. Where we should direct and in what proportion it should be, there you have to use your buddhi. Kama 0, krodha 0, ಸಾಧ್ಯವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. How much kama, how much krodha, for what kama, for what krodha, that has to be controlled, regulated. That comes when you practice this meditation. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. Next time I will teach meditation for 2 minutes. If you are okay, we can do and then wind up. You have time? 2 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Anything else to be discussed? Anything else? Padmini, you have anything to add?
No, this you talked about power of thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Has food got any relationship with this?
Yes.
Kind of
Very,
food?
very beautiful point you brought. Thoughts, one is food is of two types. One is what we eat, another one is what others thoughts, what we receive, ಕಿವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ. That is one, that is also food for thought. Another one is what ಸಾತ್ವಿಕ ಆಹಾರ. You are very correct, Padmini. You have brought out a very valid point. ಸಾತ್ವಿಕ ಆಹಾರದಿಂದ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟೆಡ್. ಸ್ಪೈಸಿ ಫುಡ್ or these are all called ತಾಮಸಿಕ ಆಹಾರ. Spicy food, khara, ati huli, they are all tamasika ahara. You must take satvika ahara. Satvika ahara is easily digestible, fresh food and freshly cooked food, and less of pure. Usually vegetarian food is more sattvic, they say, vegetarian food. A vegetarian ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಅದೇ ಸ್ಪೈಸಿ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ಹುಳಿ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ಖಾರ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ಮಾಡ್ರೇಟ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟು. ಈ ಥರ ನಾವು ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ನು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯು ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಶೋನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ನೋ ಗಟ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬಯೋಮ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲುಯೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ಡ್ gut brain axis, it's called gut brain axis. Research they have done that your gut microbiome influences the way you think, and it may lead to depression also. That's a very valid point you brought out. Correct. Anything else for today? ಇಂದಿರಾ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ.
ಇವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ವಿ ರೀಡ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ, ವಿ ನೋ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೆತ್, ವೈ ಡೆತ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಡೆತ್. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರು ವಿ ಗ್ರೀಫ್ ವೆನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲವ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಗೋ, ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ವಿ ಗ್ರೀಫ್. ಅವ್ರು ಇವಾಗ ನೆನೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಒಂದೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಳು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ ವೆನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲವ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಗೋ. ಸೊ ಅದಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದು ನಾವ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಅದ್ರಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಾನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀನಿ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೋತದಲ್ಲ ಇಂದಿರಾ. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್, ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅವೇರ್ ದಟ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್. ಕ್ರಮೇಣ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ನೋ, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಏಜಸ್, ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತ್ಸ್. ಜ್ಞಾನ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಎಮೋಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎಮೋಷನ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎಮೋಷನ್ಸ್. ಸಪೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಕೀಪ್ ಕ್ರಿಬಿಂಗ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ರುಟೀನ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದೇ ದುಃಖದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮುಳುಗಿದ್ರೆ, ದೆನ್ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಸೇ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್. ಇಂದ್ರ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗುಡ್. Once in a way we remember our parents. I have also lost my father. Whenever we remember, we feel for them, we cry. That should be okay. It is not at all bad. ಬಟ್ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಮುಳುಗಿ ನಾವು ರುಟೀನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಡ್ಯೂಟೀಸ್ನ ಮಾಡದೆ ಹೋದರೆ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೂ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ವಿ ಕ್ರೈ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಂದಿರಾ, ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯಾರೇ ಆದರೂ ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ನೋಬಡಿ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಟು ಲೀವ್. ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿಗಳಾದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಿ, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. ದಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಜೆನ್ಯೂನ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ವೆರಿ ಜೆನ್ಯೂನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, ಮದರ್ ವಿತ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ವಿತ್ ಅವರ್ ಮದರ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಬಂದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಆಯಿತು, ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುವಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್. ಅಳಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬೇಗ ಬರೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ವಿತ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ಲಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್. With knowledge, it will be faster. With this awareness, it will be still faster. But it's okay. I mean, I don't think it is anything bad or something. Emotions, we should not suppress and then try for spirituality. We have to feel that emotion, and you can tell your mind, auto suggestions ಕೊಟ್ಕೋಬೋದು, ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ಟೈಮಿಗೆ ಭಗವಂತನ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. If it is hurting you, if that remembrance itself is hurting you, then problem. If it doesn't, if you feel pleasant, absolutely no problem ಅನ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. This is my opinion on this. And let's give time for everything. ಯಾವುದೂ ಬೇಗ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, it will take time. ಅಲ್ವಾ? All right. So we will do, I will just give a brief meditation of 2 to 3 minutes. Actually, it will take 10 minutes, but 2 to 3 minutes we'll start. Breathing exercises, prayer for everyone. And then focus on our Ishta Devata, and we wind up. Okay? So close your eyes and keep your both the palms on your, if you are sitting on the chair, put it on your thigh, facing downwards like this. This is my our procedure which we have been taught. Close your eyes. Now let us do deep breathing exercise. Breathing in, deep inhalation, exhalation. With every inhalation, you must tell yourself that you are taking all the positive thoughts around you. With every exhalation, you are giving out all your negativity. We will breathe. That's how we breathe now. Close your eyes. With every breath, I am becoming more positive, more blissful, and happier. May all the beings to my east be happy and blissful. May all the beings to my west be happy and blissful. May all the beings to my north be happy and blissful. May all the beings to my south be happy and blissful. May all the beings above me and below me be happy and blissful. I am seeing happiness and bliss everywhere, all around me, in all the living beings. Now, I have a spiritual heart in my chest. This is not my anatomical heart. ಇದು ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ನಿಲಯ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಇಷ್ಟ ದೇವತೆ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. It could be God, any God of your choice. Rama, Krishna, Shiva, Durga, anyone. If not, just a light. Such an infinite energy resides in my heart. Look at that Ishtadevata and chant in your mind Om. Look at your Ishtadevata within you with closed eyes. ಅವನಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕರಿಸುತ್ತಾ, thanking him for all that we have in our life, praying him to make us come to this meditation every often. Slowly open your eyes. So that is for today. We'll wind up with one shloka. That shloka says, Kayena vacha manasendriyam va buddhyatmana va prakriti swabhava. I will message that. Next time you can chant along. Karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayanayati samarpayami. Whatever I do, kaya, with hands, actions, vacha, what I speak, and what I think, kayena vacha manasendriyarva, with my sense organs, all that I surrender to you. Narayana, I surrender to Narayana or Parabrahma. So with that we will wind up and Sahana Vavatu. Kayena vacha manasendriyam va buddhyatmana va prakriti swabhava karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayanayeti samarpayami. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ॐ तत्सत्. श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity. We will meet again next Thursday, hopefully.
Thank you, Pratibha,
Thank you
for your
so
valuable
much.
time.
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
us.
Thank you. Nice
Thank you, ma'am.
discussion.
Thank
Padmini,
you,
you
ma'am.
liked
Belated,
it? You liked it, Padmini?
belated happy anniversary.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You will not forget
Both
my
of you.
episode of Tambaku. ತಂಬಾಕಿನಿಂದ ಪ್ರೇರಿತನಾದ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಜಪ ಇದು. Tambak, because of Tambak, I started chanting. So, yeah. So now this week's homework is, let us see how much we can remember God every day. Every day. Let us be conscious. Let us try to remember every single moment as much as possible. It's not easy because Krishna only has put distraction. But we will try. We will try. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
See you next
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.